I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, come on. I'll make a motion. The Board of Commissioners approves the September 5th, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Shannon?
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Shannon.
Good morning. I have some project updates. Before I pass them out, I just wanted to let you guys know of a couple things. We put in the rocks around our area for where it was flooding.
Yeah.
The mulch that was going into the drains, clogging the drains. We're trying to be preventative, so they put rock all around. It looks really
good.
good.
Okay,
It
good.
looks really nice. The next thing we're gonna do, so across from, you know where the awning is, across on that hill, there's those trees that are right there.
Yeah.
One of the trees keeps tilting more and more and more. It's coming, so we're gonna get it
Proactive.
removed.
Yep.
We're gonna get, there's like 5 trees right there. We're just gonna have them all
It's
removed.
like a privacy row.
Yeah, it's kind of, but the one, they said the roots are starting to come up on the, so we got a quote for that. It wasn't bad. It was $2,200 for all of them.
Oh, cool.
And
of
stump
them.
grinding, so I thought that was great.
That's very good.
That is good.
And then we also pumped the drains again from the 2 floods that we had, so we should be good.
Are we supposed to be getting another rain thing?
No, I don't think so, but I'm trying to prevent it, so if we
Yes.
do, so.
Good.
All right.
Wait, what is the reason that we, our building, first floor just flooded?
So they said that the rain came so fast
Mhm.
at such a short amount of time that the storm drains couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
Okay.
The whole city flooded
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of that.
there's a
It
lot
was
of
bad.
places.
Yeah.
2 times in 4
Two
weeks.
times, that's, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, on the first page, the 7th floor and the auditor's office, we have a bid date for November 13th for everything to go out to bid for the renovations. Does anybody is that a good date time for everybody? Is everybody okay with that, November? We picked November 13th because it was like right in between of everything, so.
And Jackie, since you're here, what funds are we using for all these renovations?
General funds.
Yeah. General fund?
We have to see where it's gonna come in at.
Yeah, so once we get the quote, we can look, we can do the contingency analysis again, just to look at what our balance is and what it's gonna cost, so what will be remaining.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's not ARPA related, so
No.
that's,
On the second page, the same thing with the building department, for their lobby as well as it's all, for all 3 floors. If you go to the 4th page, Veteran Services, the annex building, the kitchen is complete, it looks awesome. We'll have to have a field trip over there sometime.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
over
really good over there. Did you go in
When
there?
they were putting the carpeting down?
Yeah, it looks really good. And then we're gonna have a fence installed around the air conditioner units. Kids are starting to climb on there and they're already damaging the ductwork on the outside. So,
Well, that's not good.
that's not good. So we're gonna have a fence installed just around it just to be safe. Plus, the doors on there are locked, but I don't want anybody to get hurt. So there's fans and all sorts of things.
You're gonna paint it the same color as the building.
No, I'm not gonna, unless you guys want me to.
Hey,
we
just
should
ask.
contact the city to see,
I will.
to see what
Is
they
there
would like.
historical for this
Just
this
asking
building
for a
now?
friend, I don't know.
On page 6, the Ravenna Courthouse, I just added that small little project we have for Judge Pittman's lobby area, to install the glass and the door in the front area. And then on the last page, page 7, the Public Defender's Office, they're actually having a meeting right now, Claire's there, to go over the final details, because they have to make selection choices, because I need a budget for how much it's gonna cost for this. So I also am trying to get them schedule a meeting with you all, September 26th.
Yeah, because here's the thing, our reimbursement rate has dropped since
Yes,
they
I
came
think it
in
dropped.
drastically.
Now it's 70%, right? Because it was 80 when we were talking
it's
about it, and it just dropped again.
70s, but it has dropped since we talked about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Could you address air conditioning at courthouse?
I can if
Please.
you'd like me to.
Not
So
really,
the
but
air
yes.
conditioner unit at the Ravenna Courthouse, we tried to fix the main unit that affects the Preen's area, Doherty's area, and
Yeah.
Smith's area. we put in 2 compressors. It actually takes 4, but we only need 2 compressors at the time to get it going until we did replace it, because this has been in the works to be replaced anyway. We didn't want to throw too much money into it, but as soon as we put the compressors in, there's so many leaks everywhere. They believe that it like seized them up. So in 2 days it went. So I reached out to Johnson Controls again, who says this is not a fix. We cannot fix this. So we're gonna have to replace it. So I waited for a very long time. I was very diligent to get a cost so that I could get a purchase order open to order the unit. So at first they were saying 6 to 9 months. We got it coming in now in February for the spring.
Oh, good. So it'll be
So,
all set for-
and Johnson Controls, they are on the state bid contract. And they actually do all the controls for all of our buildings but Riddle Block building.
Okay.
So it's kind
But
of like,
speaking of Riddle Block, when that elevator went down, remember? It was
that
like
was almost,
10
it was 10 months, yep.
I mean, and those people had to walk up the steps and.
That'll be on the radar to
the
replace
halls
that
were- I
probably
mean,
for next year.
We've
the
tried
year
to
after.
do everything we can as
Yep.
far as getting air conditioning without it being too loud.
I did bring in bigger units to rent through Ohio Cat for the courtrooms because
Okay.
they stated they were quieter. I think it's just gonna be a little loud because it's air conditioner units, so.
Barb, what did we do in the 60s and didn't have air conditioning every place? Fans?
There's a lot of fans
We
in there.
you get fan, no, I'm
Yeah,
talking about,
fans.
you got the
Little
fan, she
motor
was
fans.
talking these kind of fans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Motor
that's,
fans.
yeah, I was just curious when I saw the discontent of what they did in the 60s and
Yes.
early 70s.
yeah. I was just, I mean, we have been trying. I hope
Yeah, I know.
everybody does know that we have been trying.
Yeah, and I get it, and we've talked, but I just have an issue with
Johnson Controls.
Johnson Controls, and we're almost being held hostage. And I just find it very hard to believe that there's not another state organization and an HVAC program that says, oh my gosh, they can't go without air, let's step up and do this, and that just didn't seem to happen. And, you know, there is a lot of activity over there,
Yes, there is.
and it's bothersome.
Yep, I agree with you. I do agree.
And you know,
They're
Johnson
like a
Controls
monopoly.
was before any of us, and I remember they spent like 7.1 million. Remember they came in, changed lighting, they
Tinted
filmed
windows.
over windows.
Cracked
Yeah,
it, and those
It
cracked
was
some of our
a
windows.
huge amount of money. I don't know why at the time they just went out to bid. Did they? I mean, I'm assuming, or they.
I wasn't really in maintenance during that
Yeah.
time, but I mean, I was around when they did do it. I'm not sure how that all happened.
Oh.
There was a grant.
Grant.
Okay.
How long ago
Like
was
a,
that?
Energy.
Oh, that had to have been
conservation
12
type of
years ago,
grant.
10, 12 years ago.
Oh, it was well
Was it before then?
me.
It was,
15
it was way
maybe?
more than 10. I'm gonna say probably 12 to 15
Everything
years
seems
ago.
like yesterday half the
Yeah.
time.
I
I'm like,
remember
oh,
when
it was a couple
I
years
remember
ago.
that.
No, because when I first came in office in 14, people were complaining about it then, because as far as regulating zones in the building for heat, cold, I mean, we don't regulate it, do we? We have
No,
to.
because a lot of the ductwork was not replaced either at the time because we have 2 ceilings as well, so.
Mhm.
I don't think we ever really fully embraced the entire program. It was extremely expensive,
Correct.
and it was supposed to be a cost savings measure.
Yes, that's what they
Those are
sold it
always
on.
bad.
And it
Oh,
never
yeah.
really
Oh.
came
It's not
to
really.
fruition.
Right,
Because some areas, again, because it was not a total replacement,
correct.
some areas remained too cold, others were too hot, and it just
Yeah,
never
my
really
office
came
is
to
like a
fruition.
morgue.
And here we are all these years
Yeah.
later, where it
It's
was
still.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh, yeah.
half this, half that.
Mhm.
Still problematic, but again, it would be extremely costly to replace everything again, but
Office is cold.
I don't know.
That's
If we're
hot.
gifted a whole bunch of money,
That's
maybe
hot.
we go that route.
Yeah, if we do, that'd be
No,
great.
never mind.
I have
I
talked to
have a
engineering
heat-
firms to
You have a little
see.
heater on.
Hey, you heard
Generous
what you
donors
took
out there?
All right, let's change the subject and get back on track. Let's go back on track,
I
sorry.
just have resolutions now.
Okay. Okay. The Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into a septic assistance program agreement with the Portage County Regional Planning Commission and the Portage Septic Tanks for a septic system owned by Jennifer Green.
Second,
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
John.
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners agrees to accept the contract modification number 1 to the engineering agreement with OmniPro Services LLC in the Portage County for providing professional services for the project known as 2024 Roadway Construction Administration Contract.
Second,
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
John.
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners authorized the Portage County Engineer to execute an amendment to local public agency agreement number 33898 with the Director of the Ohio Department of Transportation for the project known as the replacement of Ravenna Road Bridge, Portage County, Ohio.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
The Board of
Yes.
Commissioners agrees to enter into an amendment number 1 with the Portage County Jobs and Family Services in Hopetown to increase allocations to provide food assistance, transportation assistance, and health and wellness activities.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into an amendment number 1 with the Portage County Jobs and Family Services in Hopetown to increase allocation to provide door-to-door transportation services.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Board of Commissioners agrees to amend Resolution 24-0487 for an amendment number 3 for supplemental transportation services with Portage County Jobs and Family Services and Hopetown, Inc., doing business as Hope on Wheels Transportation.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Board of Commissioners agrees to amend Resolution number 24-0488 for an amendment number 3 for supplemental transportation services for Portage County Jobs and Family Services and a Blessed Pass, Inc., doing business as Scenic View Transportation.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yep.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Board of Commissioners agrees to enter into a general water agreement for water improvements to Talmadge Road Water Main Extension, Dunkin' Donuts, Portage County Water Resources Department project.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, the Board of Commissioners accepts the water easement in Brimfield Township, Portage County, Ohio, in relation to Talmadge Road Water Main Extension, Dunkin' Donuts project.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Board of Commissioners agrees to accept the performance agreement for the construction for the water main installation improvements for the Talmadge Road Water Main Extension, Dunkin' Donut project, Portage County Water Resource.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners approves the conditional real estate sale and purchase agreement for the property adjacent to the Bolingbrook wastewater treatment plant in the Portage County Regional Sewer District, Shalersville Township.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Board of Commissioners approves plans, specifications, and estimates of cost in setting the date and time for acceptance of bids for the construction of project number water storage improvements, Rootstown, for Portage County Water Resources Department.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Board of Commissioners agrees to accept the water easement in Brimfield Township, Portage County, Ohio, in relation to Talmadge Road Water Main Extension, Dunkin' Donuts project.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thanks,
morning.
Shannon.
You too, thank you.
Jackie, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Oh,
Good.
Oh, thank you. I'll need that later. I know, right?
Air conditioner's not working.
Okay, so I have one discussion item this morning, about 2025 wage increases.
Mm-hmm.
So departments are entering are gonna start entering in the next week or so their
Budget
requests for appropriations for 2025. And the departments that are on the scale, you know, we expanded out the scale last
Mhm.
year, so that's pretty self-explanatory, they'll get their next step. But the determination we need from the board is what limit to put on those departments that are not on the scale, as far as what they can request for wage increases. You know, last year we determined that because the lowest increase on the scale is 1.25%, that was really only fair that the departments that aren't on the scale were limited to that too, so that, you know, it's not disincentivizing people to be on the scale. And that the people that, we don't want people on the scale necessarily to get less.
I'm gonna
Those that
ask you to
aren't on the
repeat
scale.
those last 3 sentences you said. A little bit slower.
So, so departments that are on the scale,
Mm-hmm.
they get their next step
Mhm.
each year. But for departments that aren't on the scale, they're entering their budgets and they're gonna enter a request for wage increases. But I think the board needs to determine, so we can put it out there to the departments when they enter their budgets, what's the limit for the wage increases that they can request.
Okay.
That way they're not entering
Make it
something
easier.
excessive
Yeah.
and, you know, and then we're having to debate it later. So for departments that are on the scale, the lowest step that some employees are getting is 1.25%. So
What's the
because
highest?
I think there's 4.75, which is at the beginning of the scale.
Mhm.
Past step 6, there's 12 additional steps
Mhm.
where it's below 2% and it gets lower and lower as the scale goes up.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of employees that are getting less than 2%. Some are at 1.25,
Mhm.
some are at 0 because they're at the top.
Mhm.
So I think we probably need to get some sort of determination as to what those few departments that are not on the scale, what the limit should be.
And I saw your email last night, so the recommendation for this year, was it 1.25 or 1.88?
My recommendation would be 1.25%, but the board can determine if they want to go higher than that, or, again, there are people that are on the scale that are getting that 0 to 1.25%,
Mhm.
so if people that are not on the scale are getting more, it becomes a challenge
Mm-hmm.
for people to stay on the scale.
Yeah, so 1.25 is your recommendation then? to
That would be my
fair?
recommendation. It's continuing the decision from last year.
Last year, we were at 1.25.
We limited the
Yeah.
departments off the scale at 1.25%.
So how are we looking for some of the contracts that we did going into 25 or 26? Are we in trouble? Are we sitting good? Or do we flashing yellows?
For the ones that have been determined,
Mhm.
I think, we'll be okay as far as getting into 2025. I
Mhm.
think those were, 2%, and then there were some other significant things in those contracts. But there's still three contracts, I think, for the sheriff's office that are still in question. So there's a
Mhm.
lot that's still unknown. For the things that we do know, I think we're reasonably okay, but the concern is really the things that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So what increases there will be, and if there's any retro or anything like that. So there's a lot of unknowns still. That's kind of gonna be the challenge going into 25, is all the things that we don't know,
Mhm.
which is why I think it's a good idea to keep our contingency, and not spend all of it right now, because then there's a lot of things coming up. I mean, there's, building projects, but there's a lot of other things we're taking on and things that are gonna be costly. But yeah, there's still contracts up in the air, so.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Good.
Good, okay. All right,
Okay.
so do we need to make a decision today?
If
Do you have a
you
resolution?
could, I don't know if we need to do a resolution.
No, we just
or-
tell her
So
what,
1.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
1.25.
Okay, and that's the message I'll send out to departments then,
Okay,
is the
alright, thank you.
1.25%.
okay.
Fired up, Serena.
All right. Make a motion, the Board of Commissioners authorizes Commissioner Anthony Badalamente, President of the Board, to sign the 5th quarter cash reimbursement request in the amount of $11,216.48 for the EMPG fiscal year 23 Q6 grant, as prepared by the Portage County Emergency Management Agency's office and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management, with no exceptions noted. Copies of the request will be kept on file at the Emergency Management Agency's office.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
In accordance with section 305.30K of the Ohio Revised Code and this board's resolution 21-0396 and this board's resolution 21-0878, the Board of Commissioners acknowledges and approves the county administrator's approval too. I'll make a motion to direct the auditor's office to process the September 5th, 2024 bills, ACH payments, wires, journal vouchers, and then and nows as applicable, contingent upon the verification of the reports as presented by the county auditor and reviewed by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to process the September 5th, 2024 budget amendments as reviewed and recommended by the Department of Budget and Financial Management.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Okay, now down to resolutions. I'll make a motion to authorize the self-certification of a 25,000 micro purchase threshold for use of the American Rescue Plan Acts funds in accordance with the 2 CFR Section 20 or 200.320A 3 and 4.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1414 Child Support Administration to 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to amend resolutions 24-0087, 24-0171, 24-0051, 24-0145, and 24-01-0167 for the new project code and Fund 1413 JFS WIA funds.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
Yeah, make a motion to transfer from Fund 1413 WIA fund to Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to transfer from Fund 1413 WIA fund to Fund 1410 Public Assistance Fund.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Is
Yes.
there a reason we have on there for 2 transfers the exact?
Yes, I added a description, I don't know if it made it in the agenda, but so the first one is for one-stop sharing costs, and the second one is for it's WIOARMS staff costs.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
JFS, they're different costs.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a duplicate. All right, I'll make a motion to declare obsolete and authorize the trade-in of 1 vehicle from the Portage County Sheriff's Office and declare the necessity to purchase 1 vehicle for use by the Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Second.
Roll call.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes. Thank you, Jackie.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
Good morning, Tammy.
Hello, how are you guys?
Perfect.
It's great.
Kind of okay.
Okay,
Actually, but
all right.
okay.
That's good.
What you got?
All right, so just as a follow-up, from last week, we came and we talked with you guys about the employee contributions for that. So you'll see a resolution in your guys' pack. So just wanted to let you know we followed up with that. And then it's this time of the year for our annual sick leave payout option that I bring to the board every year. This is already embedded into departments that have used it from year to year, so they have specific funds set aside for this. So just looking to get your guys' approval that we can move forward and get this out. The payment on that would be a November check. November 26th would be the check. We send it out now, so it would give us staff an opportunity, plus the payroll staff and within the departments that participate in the program, opportunity to capture all the data that's involved, because we're capturing from last year's sick leave to the beginning of this year. So there's some paperwork that's involved with preparing to make sure that who's eligible for the conversion to begin with. So.
Okay.
All
Any
right.
questions? Okay.
Nope.
All right,
That's
thank you.
fine.
Thank you. Well, that was short and sweet.
Yeah, I tried to keep it short.
All right, there you go.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Thanks.
Okay, next
County
we have,
Administrator.
in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G1, Board of Commissioners moves into executive session to consider the compensation of a public employee.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Tony?
Yes. That means everybody has to leave. I saw that look on your face. No, not except you.
Gardeners.
We will come out of executive session.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Tony,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
any action?
No action.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ryan.
Let us know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Miscellaneous.
All right. The Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of September 4th, 2024 certificate of the county auditor that the total annual appropriations from each fund do not exceed the amended official estimate of resources for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2024, as presented by the Portage County Auditor's Office.
Second.
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of September 9th, 2024 certificate of the county auditor that the total annual appropriations from each fund do not exceed the amended official estimate of resources for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2024, as presented by the Portage County Auditor's Office.
Second.
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners approve the August 2024 adjustments to the Portage County Water, Portage County Sewer, and Streetsboro Sewer billing accounts as reported on the adjustment report submitted and reviewed by the Department of Water Resources.
Second.
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners acknowledge receipt of the kennel disposition report and intake report for September 2nd, 2024 through September 8th, 2024, as presented by the Chief Dog Warden, Dave McIntyre.
Second.
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay, the Board of Commissioner, I'll make a motion, the Board of Commissioners authorize establishing employer and employee bi-weekly contribution rates for the Portage County Health Department, Portage County Employee Health Benefit Plan for calendar year 2025.
Second.
Roll call?
Sabrina,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Tony.
Yes. Are there any public comment that we know of?
We have the Secretary of State coming in.
Yes, Ms. Rominsky, I believe that's how you say her name, she
Liaison.
reached out a few weeks ago, and, she was supposed to come in to introduce herself.
At
After
11?
o'clock.
Okay. All right, thank you. We will recess.
I'd like to make a
Yep.
comment.
Yep.
If I may. I met this week with Judge Lucy and Judge Patton in regards to our court.
What part of our court?
Common Pleas.
Okay.
Judge Lucy is very concerned with the amount of cases going through the court. Has indicated to me that for the last 2 years, Portage County has the highest case rate with 2 judges. Now, we talked about this a year or so ago, just briefly. The process is very demanding, and the process involves a lot of people, and it takes a lot of time. And I would like us all to just think about 2 things. Number one, starting the process for another 3rd common pleas judge in the county to attempt to take some of the burden. We do have a magistrate, and I get it, only permitted to hear certain cases. So what we truly need is another 3rd common pleas judge. And with Judge Lucy and Judge Patton being with the 11th District Court of Appeals, they kind of, I don't want to use the term oversee Portage County, but they oversee Portage County. And when I talked to them and I saw the concern, I got it. I mean, we all know it. We understand it. But I think that's one phase that we should probably not making a big to-do about it, but start the paces as to what needs to be done, how long's it gonna take. Because I think that we sit back and we watch things, and then we're up against a rock and a hard spot. And the second phase is, everybody's talking about, what are we gonna do with the courthouse? Quite frankly, in my view, I don't wanna see us try to build something now. That would be ridiculous, the cost of.
We're at about 100,000 square feet
I
now.
mean, the cost of that is ridiculous. But I think there are some options with the existing building, and I think we ought to just do some research with that if we can.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. Judge Lucy and them don't have any jurisdiction or dictation to us to build it. That has to come from the Ohio Supreme Court.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I
just
said
saying.
they're
Pointing out a problem.
voicing
But-
their concern.
And here's the thing, this has been happening for years, and depending on if you ask Doherty or Pittman as to whether they feel they need a third judge, one will say yes, one will say no, and then they'll both tell you, but it's really the decision is the Ohio Supreme Court.
Okay, well, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
And
Let's get the request going and just see what they say.
so I'm not sure what request, because I've talked to both judges
Yeah.
too, since I've been here, and they do oscillate back and forth, but usually no from both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Vic and I've had, and you guys may have too, he's pointed out the exact same thing, and everybody's watching that knows Portage County.
They have double the cases of anyone in the state.
So, and then there's reasons that when you hear how they record the cases, so there's good arguments on why they don't want to, but the quest to look at it, we all from the outside, I agree with you, and it sounds like Sabrina does, we all look at it and say, well, this doesn't make any sense. So the 11th Circuit Court is reiterating what we all believe already, but you got two of the judges that are there doing that, saying not, and then I know that people at the Ohio Supreme Court have been watching that too. I don't know what requests we would make to put it out there. And I won't be here, but to build, we've got one judge that wants 33,000 square feet, and if you build another one, so we're heading towards 100,000 square feet. So I don't see what the Board of Commissioners, what program, what we want to start looking at when we got the judges really not wanting to look at it. We've got 11th Circuit Court saying, hey, there's a problem here, and we've got the state of Ohio or Ohio Supreme Court. They got to be in the same realm. And do we have any action in that when you got something that we're not in control of anyway?
And I get what you said, but the side of me is saying, I don't know enough about that
Mm-hmm.
to know where we go but
I would talk to our judges about it,
Yeah.
Mike.
But I think that opinions change. Our opinions change when we see
Never.
day-to-day operations
Never.
of different things. So
Yeah.
I'm just recommending that we take a look at it, whether it's Michelle, and count the ways, if you will.
But Mike,
What's-
what we're saying is, it's not up to us.
We can
I'm not,
insult it.
well, see,
Or just
Would you
I
like me
don't
to
wanna-
reach out
I
to
don't-
our
to the
judges?
judges?
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
wanna,
you can
I don't
reach
wanna,
out,
I don't wanna
yeah.
play semantics in this. What I want is, I have reason to believe on my viewing of what's going
Mhm.
on. I went up there the other day, you couldn't walk down the hall.
They got a problem.
It was crazy.
We all agree.
It was crazy.
But the judges, and that's the only people that I would want to reach out to, are to the two judges that are in the thick of this.
Right.
Would you like to accelerate this? Would you like us to reach out to
Yeah.
see
And
if we
that's
can
what I
help
want.
you?
That's what I want.
And
I'm not saying, well, we're gonna do, no,
No, we
I'm
can't.
not
No,
saying
no,
that.
no.
I'm saying, let's ask what the steps we need to do to help facilitate if you need another judge. And I feel from what I've seen, they need another judge. And one of the judges was somewhat in this meeting. And I just really feel that we should reach out.
I will
as
absolutely
an
reach out,
olive
I will
branch
do
to
that,
say,
no problem.
What do you guys feel? Are you ready now? Maybe a year ago, or maybe when you looked into it a few years ago?
We've looked into it
Yeah.
almost like every year, because
Yeah.
everyone knows, we get their stats,
Yeah.
we know,
I-
but we're not hearing from them, and they're like, and then they'll tell you, the Ohio Supreme Court isn't gonna do anything. I said, well, what do you mean? They're the ones that have to give the direction
Sure.
for the additional judge. I said, how could they look at your numbers
And not,
and see and not?
Yeah.
But then when you talk to them, the local judges here, neither one of them were really, they're like, no, we can handle this, we can handle this.
I will absolutely reach out to our judges,
Yeah.
and I'll ask them what their priorities are
Yeah.
moving forward. Would they like another
Yeah.
judge? Is it if considering you said
Concern.
the hallways are full?
Do they need more room? What
Or
is it?
what
what can we do
triggers
to help
them to get another judge? I mean,
Right.
I would say having the highest, practically the highest caseload in the state,
Absolutely.
double. I mean, most of them have like 300 to 400. Our judges have 900
Well,
apiece.
we could set, each one of us could take turns setting the bench until we get.
I'd be the hanging judge.
Okay, so I'll reach out.
Yeah, let's have.
But yeah, so yeah, and it is, and I
Just
think it
ask
is
them.
a,
I mean-
a variable they have, is compared to other places, the way they keep track and count.
But see, this is where this all comes into play with the entire discussion about the courthouse.
Mhm.
And Judge Deletto thinking she needs a new courthouse. And in my mind, it would make more sense if we did something with an additional space or building, that we would take a look at their cases, move them, and then they could utilize their
Agreed.
spaces.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I was surprised that the comment that we heard about the air conditioner, that seems how you're not gonna build a new building. Didn't
No
know
one
we
said
were thinking
that.
about building a new building,
Well,
besides the
Judge
one that we
Gilletto.
talked, Gilletto. That wasn't in the gist of that letter, email that we
Well,
received.
that, you know,
So
when
I
we
read up to the
originally
judges.
had the guy assess Judge Deletto's courtroom and stuff, you know, she has the smallest rooms,
Mhm.
but back in the day when that thing was built, no one else, including her father, complained about the space they had.
And Judge Hayes before him was happy with it, because he told him he started in a storefront in Ravenna.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I think
I
some
just
things have
think
changed.
it
Pardon?
needs to be
Yes, it does.
looked at.
Never mind.
But I think we should have, and I said this all along, I thought, when we had that her courtroom assessed, we should have done the whole entire courthouse, because everyone has no space.
Yeah, it falls
And
under
I'm
the sun.
telling you, you placate to one,
You gotta get them all.
they're lining up.
You have
Why
this
did
experience,
you do
Barb?
this for her? Why did you?
Have you ever had this experience
Yeah.
locating one judge?
I
used to be
mean,
down at the
Yeah.
Cuyahoga County courts a lot.
yeah,
So yeah, I would start with the two judges as well.
and just see what they're
what do you think
interested-
what do you want us to
Yeah.
do?
Cause that could
Can we help?
really change our plans going forward.
Sure.
And doing them,
That's right.
cause that's what I'm saying, or someone recommended, maybe we take a look at the Muni court, because they built and they pay for the courthouse in
How to
Kent.
use the money?
They have the funds that they might be considering, that they would consider maybe getting a new place, and then it frees up space there they can
See,
use.
my problem with the Muni Court is Kent, is that when we looked at it for storage space, I absolutely can't do that. And then one of the things is, well, that could be where the other judge is gonna be. My question would be, as you told us you couldn't get there, how could you be planning another judge there? We have a problem. Yes, I agree with you. Michelle, would you please reach out to the
I'm
two
gonna
judges
reach
and see
out
if
to
we
our
could
judges
help?
and get their opinion.
If there's nothing else, we
see
will
what they would like to
recess
do.
till 11
o'clock.
11 o'clock.
You talk about moving storage space from Ravenna to the Muni Court.
Air Force.
Oh,
Yep.
You're alive.
Sure, of course.
Air Force.
okay.
Okay, we'll come out of recess and reconvene as Board of Commissioners.
Perfect.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Come on,
Fiona.
introduce yourself.
Alrighty. Good morning, all. So, my name is Fiona Rominsky. I am your new regional liaison for the Secretary of State's office. I'm replacing Shamori De Niro Wright, who has moved on to other opportunities. And I just wanted to say hello. And to, everybody thinks of us as elections, Board of Elections,
Yeah.
but every business. Right? Every business in the state of Ohio has to file through us. And so to that end, we have a whole business services division that I wanted to let you as commissioners know about, because one of the things we do is have a lot of information on our website, like, do I want to start a sole proprietorship? Do I want to start an LLC? How do I figure out what to call my company? What if my name's already been taken that I wanted to use? Things like that. So we really want our state entrepreneurs to have the most benefit that we can give them to start on their road to success as business owners. So to that end, I just wanted to show you some of our pamphlets that we have. So we talk about registering trademarks, filing secured transactions, starting corporation and partnerships and all those sorts of things, even nonprofits. So
okay.
anything we can do to help them. Another thing that is on everybody's mind these days is cybersecurity for small businesses. We actually just had a conference in Cleveland this week for small business owners, and so we do have a booklet called Are You Cyber Safe? And we think that's going to help because, most of these hackers, they start with the small mom and pop shops to see if they can be successful, and then they move on to bigger and better things. So there's that. There's another non-business related program that I wanted to share with you. It's called the Safe at Home program, and I wondered if any of you have heard of it. What it does is it allows victims of harassment to hide their addresses from their harasser. So we have a pamphlet on that. It's called the Safe at Home. Gives them address confidentiality. So I just wanted you to get a little look into the extra things that we do in the Secretary of State's office, and to thank you very much for your time. I'll leave
very
some
good.
business cards, so if you have any questions
Very
for
well.
me, please feel free to let me know.
Thanks for
That
coming in.
sounds great, Fiona.
Appreciate it.
Very
Thank you
nice
so
to
much.
meet you.
I will give you mine as well as
Wonderful.
Mr. Tidman.
That would be wonderful if I could have yours, and I'll go grab mine out of my 20-pound purse.
There you go.
Thank you. And I appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Should have old people retiring and closing their business. They might have a pamphlet.
For doing what?
Old people retiring and closing their business.
It's they late.
They may have a pamphlet.
He wants to know if you have a pamphlet for
Thank
old
you.
people retiring and closing their business.
That's a good question. I don't have the answer for
Yeah,
that, but
'cause
I will reach out to business services.
He had somebody ask him the other day.
That makes it like how to go through closing it down.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me find out and let me get back to
Oh,
you.
okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
very welcome. Have a
Right.
wonderful
We
day.
appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you. You too.
We will return. We will go in recess
Until 11.
till 11. We'll come out of recess and reconvene as Board of Commissioners. Is there anything else to come before the board? Any public comment?
No, sir, there is none.
No.
Good.
Mr. Tillman? All right, I'll make a motion to, why am I gonna make a motion?
Adjourn.
To adjourn.
adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call,
What am I
please.
doing?
I don't know. Roll call,
Tommy?
please. Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Yes.
You have not retired from here yet, okay?
There are
Just-
moments.
Trying.